Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chelsea. If you're new, if you're not new, hi, I've missed you. Like, subscribe, comment, all that. Follow me on Instagram across all social media. I am at CCsuarez. That will be on the screen and also linked down below, as is my podcast, as is a bunch of other stuff too. Y'all know that QSCIENCES is just straight up pyramid. You know, I know, most people know. Most people get it. Now, a lot of people from multiple different companies, but from what we've seen, especially from Monat, have been leaving Monat and going over to the Impact Project, which is a team in QSCIENCES. But now also there's a team, a big team in QSCIENCES called the Freedom Movement. So the Freedom Movement and the Impact Project. It's the same thing, but from everything I've seen on these gurus, on their Instagrams, it's like you would not know that they're even in a MLM, and it's all the same bullshit, all the same red flags of DM me to monetize your stuff, do this, do that. Also, yes, Wiggum is like right there. He has recently loved cramming himself, same, into the corner in between like the wall and the love sack. It's just my favorite. So he is going to be snoring back there. Sorry about it, but I'm also not sorry because he lives here. You don't. Okay. A lot of these girls have been moving over to that company, and it really just seems like, first and foremost, the ladies over at Monat are just absolutely losing their shit. I mean, I don't blame them. I'd be real upset too if I was losing massive amounts of people in my downline. But then also, QSCIENCES is so sketchy. It's not product focused at all. They can act like it is all day long. It's not. They can also act like it's not a pyramid scheme all day long. It is. If you are able to cover your personal volume requirement by purchasing those products yourself, and you don't have any requirements other than that to actually sell retail, then yeah, it's a pyramid scheme. And it's based on recruitment, then yes, it's a pyramid scheme. So a bunch of y'all sent me this video. I haven't even watched it yet. So allegedly, not allegedly, they said it. A bunch of the top people, for instance, I guess this girl, Lisa, and then Claudia, I guess is her name, who was in Monat and now is within 2 weeks magically is at the top of QSCIENCES already because she brought over her downline. That's how. They act like it's so surprising. It's like, no, what do you think's gonna happen? You have a bunch of people sign up under you really quickly. Like, obviously you're going to rank up. Are y'all dumb? Why are you surprised? A bunch of them, I guess, like had a meeting with the like top people at their company. It's just real strange. Like, this is so messy. And I guess it was like Monat had a corporate call, shared a bunch of false claims about QSCIENCES. And so then what we're going to watch is the QSCIENCES like owners essentially going over all of that. Like, this is so messy. What type of company would do that? So the caption says, my previous company held a corporate call and shared false claims to warn people against starting with QSCIENCES, my current company. Our QSCIENCES president and CEO took the time to talk to us to clarify and fact check the claims. I have only seen good things about my previous company, but these claims had to be addressed. It's unethical to host a call filled with false claims and encourage people to not leave. Yeah, no shit. It's also unethical to be in an MLM where it is recruitment based and a pyramid scheme. Okay, number one. Q, I hate that they call it Q. Like, that sounds like QAnon. Q made 100 million in sales in 2021, not 32 million like was mentioned on the call. 2, Q has never bought any leaders and would be illegal. I can attest that I have never received that check, with a laughing face. So the interesting thing is that having like a signing bonus or trying to entice people to come over to your company isn't necessarily illegal. I wouldn't even say that's unethical, really. Like, if it's just them, then sure. But if it's like their entire team, then yeah, I guess that could be icky. But the thing is that it's not typically the company doing that. It's the upline. So typically that's what happens, but also other MLMs have been known to give out like salaries kind of to get people to move. I believe Modere did that, and then there are a few other MLMs that have done it as well. The compensation plan hasn't changed 3 times like they mentioned. It's actually changed 6 times. That's strange. And every change has been an enhancement. They said on the call that our CBD products could be found at the gas station. They own the rights to these ingredients, and they're tested, researched, etc. If you could find them at the gas station, that would be a huge lawsuit for that gas station. Ma'am, it's just CBD. It's not revolutionary. It's just CBD. If y'all want to see some crazy stuff, trying not to curse, go look at the QSCIENCES deep dive that I did. It is wild, absolutely wild. They have mentioned Dr. Stephen Kimberly, MD, is actually a dentist. This would make him Dr. Stephen Kimberly, DDS. 100% not true. The rest of the false claims were addressed in the live recording. Hope this helps. I feel like they're about to like really expose themselves and like think that they're doing something else.
Enough industry as it is. And so it's not our style. I don't even know anyone from Monat or Monat. I don't know anyone from there. And I'll address this personally. I've never even met Ryan Anderson ever. I think I've been in the room with him one time at a charity event. He was like the guy doing the raffles and stuff. So I don't even know him.
That is a shady dig. Bitch, I don't know her. Damn. Making it sound like he's like a bingo DJ person. Bingo MC. Subtle dig. But it's funny that he's like, I don't know any of them. It sounds like you do know like at least one of them. You might not know them personally, but it sounds like you know them. Also, who cares if you don't know them? The guy next to him, I feel like is trying not to laugh. Like that face. Oof.
Worked for Mark Wilson?
Yeah, in fact, I don't know him either. Even though he claims to have at one time been my right-hand man, worked very closely with me, I've never met Ryan Anderson. If he walked in this room, I wouldn't know who he is.
Ooh.
Okay.
Shady. Also, Ryan Anderson sucks, though. He's the guy in the Monat video with the blinding white teeth. And I did not comment on it because I am a good girl and leading with empathy, and I'm not commenting on people's physical appearance. And then all of you commented, and they were like, oh my God, those white teeth. Like, that's terrifying. So scary.
So we just want to address a couple of things because there's no way that we would allow a corporate employee to ever go on a Facebook Live or a Zoom or a training and say derogatory items about another company. They would be fired.
Absolutely.
It's not possible. And I wouldn't do it, Mark wouldn't do it. It's not how we operate. Okay?
From his car. Let's add that. From
Yeah.
his car.
So,
Well, I want to just emphasize one more thing. We have never done this before. We have never sat in a room with anybody, much less prospective people that are thinking about coming to QSciences, and refuted what anyone might have said out there in the marketplace or talked badly about anybody. It's just not what we do, but we feel like we need to here in this case. So we're making an exception, which we hope we will never have to do.
Thank you so
again.
much. Thank you.
okay. So if you mind, we're just going to go through this and then he's going to go do some business for us and then we can just do the normal layout, okay?
Okay.
Okay. The first thing is he says the facts are Q's actually a 12-year-old company and they've changed CEO 3 times. Okay? Well, first off, when you hear Mr. Wilson's story in the afternoon today before you guys fly out, I would hope that if any of you were a CEO of a company and as he was the chairman of the board, there was one previous CEO before him, I hope that if you were the founder of this company and things weren't going the way you wanted it to, I hope you would step in and make changes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay?
And that's what happened. When we started the company, and you'll hear this whole story this afternoon, right? I didn't come from this industry. And so I hired someone who had been a CEO for 20 years, and he hired the first staff, and I was the chairman of the board, for lack of a better word, and I came down and ran the board meetings every month. That person was the CEO for the first 3.5, 4 years. And then that person, and you'll hear the story this afternoon, we stalled as a company. He got frustrated because CEOs are accountable to the board. And he didn't, and we had a legitimate board. I was the chairman, but we had 3 other people that were on the board that were not in the office every day. They were outside board members that had a lot of experience in business, and the board holds the CEO accountable to the performance of the company. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And this CEO did not like being accountable to the board. And so he got frustrated and he resigned, which was actually a good thing, because more than likely if he hadn't resigned in a few months, he probably would have been fired. That's the direction it was going. And I stepped in, the board asked me to step in, and I stepped in and became the CEO, and the rest is history, as they say. But there have been only 2 CEOs. There's never been 3 CEOs.
And he says something about changing CEO 3 times because they didn't want to get sued or in trouble with the FTC.
And that is an absolute.
I don't know why the FTC would get involved in the CEO change.
Right.
Okay.
That's a
Business
complete,
operation.
that's a complete
They
fabrication.
did not.
We've never been in trouble by the FTC whatsoever.
You about to be. Listen, they're not wrong. The shit that Ryan Anderson was saying seems like it just doesn't even make sense because, yeah, the FTC wouldn't get involved if there's an employment change, which that's what the CEO changing, or wouldn't stop the FTC from coming after them.
So they changed product lines. They started with the bipolar vitamin, and the formulator pulled it because they weren't getting paid. 27. And then Q reformulated and said it was the same product. Then they did the sprays, which had adverse effects, so had to reformulate that. And then because this is why we launched CBD. I'm going to address this from my perspective. I think since I've been here, the sprays have been in the top 10 units sold in the world month in, month out since I've been here for 5 years.
Amazing.
We've never had any adverse effects. Have we enhanced the sprays? Yes, because as technology improves, we're able to add other ingredients and things that give you more benefit.
Also, just to be clear, this video is not, I mean, their video is, but my videos are not in favor of QSciences. There was a girl who, and I talked to her and everything's fine and she removed the content, but there was a girl who left Monat and had a horrible experience with them and then joined QSciences and then took a clip of one of my videos out of context, like framed it so that it sounded like I was just saying QSciences is a way better company and it has a better compensation plan than Monat. It is not a better company. It is a pyramid scheme. And just because you are a less stinky piece of shit doesn't mean you're not a piece of shit. I feel like I'm gonna have to put like a watermark over my videos now that says like all MLMs are horrible or this company's still a scam. It's very frustrating. So I messaged that girl and I was like, no, absolutely fucking not. You are not gonna take my content out of context. And she was like, oh, I thought you were saying like it's better and we can get people out of Monat because Monat's horrible and get them into QSciences. I was like, why the fuck would I say that? That makes no sense. I yelled at her, I'm not gonna lie, because she was making no sense. And then I apologized and I felt bad, but we talked it out and she was like, I'm sorry, I didn't understand. And I was like, then why would you post it? Like, what are you doing? And other people in QSciences saw that, took that and reposted it. And I told them as well. I was like, y'all are on some bullshit. You know, that's not what I said. You know, that's not what I meant. And like, you're in a fucking pyramid scheme. And they're like, you take people's things out of context all the time. And I was like, no, the fuck I don't. Why do you think my videos are so goddamn long? Like, why would I outwardly just lie or reframe something in an incorrect way? I actually care about my integrity. I actually care about the quality of my content and the work that I put out there. My reputation in regards to this type of commentary and content means a lot to me, unlike y'all. Now, like I said, this video is this video is making QSciences look better than Monat. QSciences is still a fucking scam. It is a scam. It is a pyramid scheme. A pyramid scheme is a scam. It's a pyramid scheme. They can say all day long that it's not. QSciences was also like started for a crazy reason. And I guess what Ryan Anderson was saying is, it sounds like he watched my video, honestly, but it sounds like he was talking about the like first product that they really started. Like I said, go watch my first video on it. It is absolutely wild. But they started with this like bipolar medication that was just a bunch of vitamins put together. It's like taking a bunch of vitamins isn't going to help you with schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, bipolar 2, like bipolar depression, anything like that. Like, what are you doing? It's absolutely wild. So go watch that video if you haven't already. It's whack. These products, these vitamins, they're bullshit. They're not better than anything that you're going to find at Target. Just go get the same shit at Target and it's going to be better and it's going to be more reputable and it's not going to be someone just trying to recruit you into this. And this is all bullshit, essentially. I wonder what's in those bags. Also, I don't like how the CEO of the company is just staring into my soul right now. Like, he's looking right into this girl's camera and it's so uncomfortable.
The reason why those shades are down right there is it's showing all of our upcoming launches of our products. And you're going to see at our upcoming convention, we're enhancing them again. We're not raising the price, but we're adding other benefits because we're in a position now with the evolution of technology to obviously do that. In regards to the bipolar vitamin, I think this is a little bit edgy because the reason why I'm here, I did not know Mark. I was on that vitamin. someone close to me, which is my wife who's on that wall, saw some benefit in me and wanted to know why I was different, what was going on. It then translated to my oldest daughter. We saw some benefit. Sarah, my wife, then instigated the relationship or the first meeting with me and QSCIENCES. Even when we went to this partner and said, this thing's 26 years old, there's updated technology, we need to update it, we even kept selling the original as we even enhanced and brought the updated one out. We did this for over a year. But as you guys can probably guess what happened when it was a better product, the sales for the original dropped. And so we gave our customers both options. It was never taken from us. But it made no fiscal responsibility for us to keep the product when everyone was going to the new one.
And everyone wants to do it because the new one is better. Now, is there anybody here that honestly thinks the secret sauce for this product was never the formula? In fact, you list the formula. Anybody could see the exact formula, right? The secret sauce was how it was manufactured. It was called Q96 because it went through a 96-hour chelation process, which was unheard of at the time. It was revolutionary when it came out.
So the Q96 one is the vitamin that I did talk about quite a lot in the QSciences video. It's the one that started by these two guys, like one was a fucking pig farmer, decided that if you have pigs that have like hoof and tail or hoof and ear syndrome or whatever the fuck, if you put vitamins into their feed, that they will then like not have symptoms of this illness. So then they're like, well, it works with piggies, why don't we do it to our children? They gave their children more vitamins and it's insane.
It was revolutionary when it came out. But it was over 20 years old, this manufacturing process. Is there anyone here who thinks that in 20 years there might not have been improvements to that manufacturing process?
Yeah, 100%.
There absolutely was. And we found that. And when we found it, we knew we could enhance the product and even make it better. And that's what we did. To say that we lost it because we didn't pay the vendor, that is absolutely not true. We have never shortchanged the payment to one vendor in our company's history. Not one time. So that's the history of that product. It was enhanced. We actually look for ways to enhance every product we have after a certain period of time because we know there's got to be ways to make it better. And QSciences is always looking for those opportunities, and that was one example of it.
The CBD full spectrum hemp decision, that was my idea to mark. After many months of research, for anyone to feel in this room or anyone to assume that I brought our full spectrum hemp here because our other product lines were going down and we were trying to change things up, that was not true. I brought it because our nutraceuticals are still the biggest lion's share of our revenue of our company, which is great for you for your long-term residual reoccurring income month in and month out. But we need to have a real talk here. Every company has to have demonstrable products that you can take, see results, and feel immediately. And so one way that we did before we started really going into our comp plan enhancement, we talked and we felt that the full spectrum hemp with all its benefits was a great way for us to have conversations that were easy to have. We went down that vertical with one way of using that product. There was one delivery system, it was a tincture oil. If this was just something we did to boost sales or revenue, then why is it that now we have over a dozen different ways our full spectrum hemp is now being used? It's a full vertical in and of itself. It was never something because our other products were doing that. But we needed to have something that was competitive for you guys to have conversations about. Because let's be real, sometimes multivitamins and things that work, they take time for people to feel it and maybe even see it. And then for him to say that you can get our product that we own in a gas station, legally, that's a really bold claim to make, because that's not true. The proprietary intellectual property, all of these things that you can't find anywhere other than here.
We own the formula. If I ever thought someone was selling our formula in a gas station, believe me, there would be a huge lawsuit that we'd find.
It's funny that they're taking that so literally because what the person was saying is like, it's gas station CBD. Like and they can say all day, oh, we own the formula and we own this and that and the ingredients and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay. It's just frustrating because it's the same shit that every MLM does. And a lot of these people are going to come from another MLM and be like, oh, it's so different. It's the same thing. It's products that you can get somewhere else, more accessible to you for a better price because it's so expensive. It's wild. And you can get it just so much easier and better and cheaper, more affordable and better quality. But again, just like every MLM, oh, well, it's the best. It's our proprietary blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's the best. Oh my gosh. No, it's not. It's not the best.
Yeah.
The CBD world, even today, much less 2018 when we launched it, is still somewhat the Wild West.
Yes.
When you buy a CBD product in a gas station, I'm telling you, you don't know what you're getting. You do not know what you're getting. Our product, you know exactly what you're getting. The best labs in this country test our product, create our certificates of authenticity. And in our opinion, we have the best CBD product there is because it's about a couple things. Most importantly, it's about absorption.
Right.
It's about absorption, and we've found a technology that we're really excited about. You know, we've gone through different versions of the CBD product.
It sounds just like they're talking about Rejuvenate oil. It sounds exactly the same. Do I have little baggies under my eyes? Also, who cares? These bags are designer, baby.
Because we found a way to make it better through a different vendor, and we made the change. And we only made the change because it truly was better. We owned the formula, and the technology was first class.
Amazing.
It says that I changed the comp plan 3 times. That's a lie. I've changed it 6 times.
I'll go further and say in the next 3 or 4 years, we're probably going to change it half dozen
Save
more
time for
times.
that.
And 2 more, right?
Yeah, I already have a couple more ideas.
Yeah.
So that's not to rub salt in anyone's wound, but we were one of the first companies, and furthermore, they talk about how our comp plan works. We know how our comp plan works. Our head attorney has been in many FTC cases and things, and so we know exactly what's legal and what isn't. There is no requirement in our company, because he talks about you have to have 3 legs. If you know the comp plan, that's actually not true. Mm-hmm. You can start getting paid with just a couple legs. We're not a binary, we're not a chart binary, it's volume based. Mm-hmm. And you don't even need legs to get paid in our comp plan. Mm-hmm. You don't even need to use our products to get paid in our comp plan. Mm-hmm. There is no legal requirement that we have above you that says you even have to be on auto ship. All the volume that's needed in the team and even for you to get qualified can come from customers. So technically, you don't even have to use our products. If you want to have some customers and some products at home, mix and match, that's great.
Like it's the same lies over and over again that every single MLM says. These products are so expensive. Who in their right mind is going to buy them from you? You are not going to have a consistent customer base because these products are so expensive. Like it's just how it is with every single MLM. It's not going to work out for you. Can you make money off of just selling a product? Sure, because you get commission off of it. Is it going to be much? No, it's not at all. And hey, he might have changed it since last time I looked at the compensation plan, but I'm pretty sure he fucking didn't change that part. It is all about recruiting. Yeah, all you have to have is 2 people under you. When it goes further down, you have to have, I believe, 4 or 3. But for most of the comp plan, it's 2 people under you, 2 active people under you to rank up. And that doesn't go up. However, the group volume does go up. So you can just have 2 people under you. However, those people have to then have 2 people under them to rank up. And then 2 people under them, then 2 people under them, and then under them, and keep going. And you want to, like I said in my QSCIENCES deep dive, you want to make your downline long and not wide. And that's really the way to do it. Just so y'all know, I'm upping the speed by 1.5 because I have lunch at 1 p.m. with Sloan. Sloan's been putting out so many videos lately. It's crazy. I literally woke up to like 3 more videos from him. Like, what the hell? But I have lunch with him at 1. So I want to finish this video and it's taking fucking forever.
I convinced my partner to change out Q's original compensation plan because the behavior pattern of levels and things, our behavior pattern that him and I, for our personal opinion, is not at the end of the day what we're really a fan of. Mm-hmm. If you have to pick and choose where you work, that's a really difficult thing. And then him saying that there's breakage if you're $1 under, rules are rules. Technically, if you're 1 mile an hour over on the speed limit, you can get a ticket. The company has to survive too. Absolutely. I have executives that have to be paid. Absolutely. I have promos I like to run. Yes. If we could just pay all the money out to you guys,
and not any of us have any requirements, we probably wouldn't be in business today. Show me any comp plan and I'll show you where there's breakage in there so people can have food on their table. How many kids do you have? 3. Those kids have to be fed. He has grandkids, I have kids. That's all. I mean, how do we keep our call center going if there's not breakage in our comp plan products? It's business. We're not even promoting that our comp plan is the best in the world. We're just saying it's the most fair. Okay?
Well, let me say one more thing, and that is that we have made changes, and every change we've made, we've enhanced the comp plan. It's been better. We've never pulled anything back from the comp plan. Never. When I mentioned that probably more than likely in the next 4 or 5 years, you're gonna see us change the comp plan 6 more times. If we do, it will make the comp plan better. A company that has a comp plan that's 20 years old, you need to ask some serious questions about what's going on with that company, because trust me, if people are interested in it, there's always ways you can tweak the comp plan to make it better for the field, and that's what we've attempted to do.
One thing that's weird though is why the Monat people said, oh, well, they changed the comp plan 6 times and they're like a 12-year-old company or a 20-year-old company, something like that. But it's like, yeah, but Monat, you're like what, an 8 or 9-year-old company now, or 7? I don't know. I feel like they've been saying we're 7 years old for like 6 years. Monat has changed their comp plan. If you're adding something to the comp plan, a new bonus or a new smart start or Mo neighborhood or founders shares or other random shit, like that's changing the comp plan. You're adding something to it. So it's weird that they would say that, but again, it's the thought stopping, and it's just so funny to, instead of like see them go against us, like see them go against each other. I love this, bitch. I'll get popcorn and I'll just watch both of them burn to the ground, figuratively speaking, so I can laugh over the ashes. They're saying this same like straw man fallacy and the same shit that they say with us, but about another MLM, and it's like, okay, but that's true for you too. Like, y'all are the same. QSCIENCES is just more recruitment based and doesn't have the sales requirements technically that Monat does. Like, it's still a scam.
For the field, and that's what we've attempted to do.
He said that our revenue last year was only $31 million.
He's not even in the ballpark.
He also said, and you know the data, that we coach you guys to front load with $1,500 packs.
What? When?
You've all now seen our back office and our packs. I can just tell you, I don't believe in that. It's not something that's sustainable, and it's actually, there's not one leader. The average order in QSciences is around $125. Because that's what people need to know. People are hurting financially. The same things that were happening 2 years ago are not possible today.
Why is the average order $125? Comes out to like the PV requirement per month. That's why. Crazy.
And we're not here to make you guys leave with $1,000 of product. We're here to actually just be business partners and be fair.
Amazing.
Okay? I don't know if you can find a $1,500 pack.
You can't. We don't even have that.
We know where to find $800
Oh, here's another one. I've been sued. Jake is the guy who runs QSciences. First off, the second part of this is not the worst part. That's the worst part. For someone to say that I run QSciences is completely stepping over the line. That's making all of my VPs, all of my executives, all of my colleagues here and my partner, that's a slap in everybody's face. There's a lot of effort that goes in by all people in this company to make it a special one. So for someone to say that I run it, that's just not really kind at all. I don't run this company, nor does Mark. Our whole team does. We're different here. We treat our employees differently. Most of
The shaky ass camera. Like, bitch, y'all call yourself influencers. Just get yourself one of these. You can get it off Amazon. Just put her up there. Just do it. Just right here. This is what I use to film all of my TikToks and shit, or reels, whatever I do. Just get one of these, put it up, leave it. That's it. You're an influencer. People will understand it instead of just.
Nor does Mark. Our whole team does. We're different here. We treat our employees differently.
What are you doing? Shaky ass hands you got. Is that one of the side effects of the CBD? Because if so, don't buy it.
Most of our executives on this side of the office, you guys, have come from our call center. We have found them in our call center and we've raised them up and now they're executives here. We care about them. That's not it. And then to say that I've been sued by almost every company I've been a part of. Well, formerly I've only been a distributor in one company. So I went through all the companies that I've been a part of thinking how this would work. And from owner to consultant to whatever, I can count 7. Most of them I was a consultant because I couldn't find any companies or owners who wanted to be innovative like Mark and disrupt the space. So for a while I consulted. I've been sued personally by the company that I left in 2013. Mr. Anderson probably knows of this case because it's a benchmark case in all of MLM. Everyone can go research it and read it. I did not lose the case, but I was obviously sued. Do I get sued today personally? No, does our company? From time to time. From companies who have distributors who come here. Many of you will see when you build QSciences for a decade plus, you may run into another company and they're gonna sue us. That's part. But to insinuate that I get into legal problems wherever I go, that's not the case. Do I enjoy legal? Yes. And you're gonna see yes. Because it's something that I'm intrigued about. I've not been sued. I was even an owner of another company, and that company didn't sue me. That's another lie. It's not the truth. Anything else you want to have?
I think what Ryan Anderson was trying to say is that every company he's been a part of has been sued. A lot of companies have been sued. Doesn't mean, they win or lose or whatever. But I don't know. I just think it's interesting that they were saying that. And I don't want anyone to be harassed or fibbed about. It's a relief, honestly, to have Monat lie about other people and companies instead of like the stuff that we say, right? Like, it ain't just us, but also QSciences sucks too. I feel like we got to put a big ass watermark and be like, QSciences is also a scam.
I was a real estate developer for 25 years, a real estate developer. That whole industry is very litigious. I was never sued one time in 25 years as a real estate developer in a major market in this country. I've not been sued in the MLM business. So again, it's just a fabrication.
Yeah. And I just want to reiterate,
again, I don't know if they have, I haven't looked into it, but there's a difference between them suing the company and then them suing you because there is that separation. So I just think that's interesting.
that's owners. I think they're incredible. In fact, I believe to have a company of that size, someone was visionary and someone did some amazing things. It gave people an incredible opportunity and it rejuvenated a territory in the space in that sector that had been needed to be done for a while. I don't believe they got to that spot by doing things like this.
No.
I don't believe it's possible. Because there's no way, I told people, I taught leaders, if you ever build anything in your life out of fear, it'll never last more than a year. Right? And so I just don't believe this is even what Monat even stands for. Because I wouldn't allow any of our executives to speak this way. In fact, in the back of the room, we just hired another senior vice president of global sales. And you've been a part of this industry for how long? 30 plus years. And 30 plus years, how many times do you think that you've ever gotten on a meeting that's recorded and bashed another company? Never.
It's unethical.
No, and so we just don't allow it. So we would have never done this, but say we're going to do it.
So it is really interesting how, I've seen other reps for other companies bash other companies in the industry. But the point that he's making is, it is valid it is wild to see a corporate company, the corporate side of the company, people at that C-suite level act like that. I didn't watch the meeting. I have it recorded, but listen, most of these meetings are later in the day and I'm like, nah, girl, that's past office hours. I'm not in my office. Goodbye. Like work-life balance. No, I'm on the couch. Leave me alone. So I just hate when they're like so fucking late. It makes me so mad. But it was recorded by multiple parties, so I can't wait. It is extremely unprofessional and I think it does show that Monat is flailing. And also they are like so open about stuff and I really think they really leave themselves open for not great things to happen. It seems like QSciences in the corporate side is much more closed off and QSciences as a company in general, I do believe is more closed off and I think that has worked very well for them. Even just look at the marketing strategy with the Freedom Movement and the Impact Project. Like, look at those. These people typically never say that they're involved in an MLM or Q or anything like that. They usually never even show the products. A lot of them don't even use the products, which again is crazy to me. It seems like they go about things in a lot more secretive way. Listen, look out for red flags. That's why I teach y'all to look out for red flags. If someone is trying to teach you how to monetize your social media, it's most likely a scam. Why would they do that for you? Someone can't teach you how to monetize your social media. You have to grow a following. If you don't have a following, you're not going to monetize your social media. That's bullshit. That's a lie. That's not how this works. And they phrase it that way because everyone wants to be an influencer, right? No, you don't. Don't do it. As an influencer, don't do it.
So if you have other questions that's lingering, you can go ahead and ask us. We're an open book. We're an open book. We wanted your experience today to be one that's for you because that's why you're actually here. It's not actually about us, it's about you.
So I would love if you guys could clarify something. It's been said that we are being presented with a compensation plan that is not fair for everybody, it's just for us. And we're, people that are coming with us, we're showing them something that is not real. So I would love to hear from you that compensation plan is for everybody and it's public for a reason.
Yeah. Well, I think one thing that probably be leading to is people think that I write checks to get you to come here.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
You forgot mine.
Did my check bounce?
I didn't get one.
No, we don't buy leaders. Our comp plan's very explained. It's one page. Yeah. It is what it is. I have enhanced it a bunch of times. We're going to enhance it. We're going to enhance it. He's right. We together have never taken money away. All of you in this room, when we go over the comp plan today, are not operating on any other comp plan than the people you're going to meet 4 or 5 years from now. And 4 or 5 years from now is probably going to be getting paid more money than it is today. So the opportunity 4 or 5 years from today will probably be better than it is today. Because we've been known as we profit, we share those profits, and many of you have seen some of the Zooms I've done with you. We're able to offer incentives and things because that's the way we operate. We partner. So there is no two sides of the comp plan. None of you are getting a sign-on bonus. The only person that got a sign-on bonus for performance was him because he played in the NFL. He's a professional athlete, right? If you want extra money from me, then you gotta go perform.
Right. I have, and I think we can come to a conclusion because, first of all, as a leader of this incredible collective, I want to say thank you for that transparency. It's refreshing, it's appreciated, and we agree it feels different, right? So we thank you for that. We want you to know you do not need to explain yourselves. We know what we have here. Moving forward, we give you our word that we will continue to have Q's back as Q has had our back. But I just want to get one thing clear. Is Dr. Kimberly Ricketts at least? Because I need some work. I think I can just get some work.
Yeah, I saw that video. They're saying he's a dentist.
Listen, this is funny. It also is just very interesting how they're, going over all these things. And I've been in a meeting kind of like this. A lot of companies will do things like this. If there's something that comes out in the press, like you need to have like a town hall meeting or whatever to talk about it so everyone's on the same page. So I understand that aspect of this. Like I've been there. I just think it's very interesting how they're saying like, oh yeah, Monat, like, oh my God, like laughing about the crazy claims they make. But then like y'all do the same shit. So like you're not better. Stop acting like you're better than Monat. Y'all are just as bad. Like you're all bad. I don't want to say that their comp plan isn't hard to understand because I wouldn't say it's hard to understand. It's kind of simple. Once you like fucking draw it out, that's what I had to do and go over it like extensively. The part of it's that's hard to understand is literally that it's a pyramid scheme. And that's the reason, and I say this in my QSciences video too, and I've said it in multiple videos where I talk about QSciences. That's why I was so confused because I was like, wait, how? Why? What? Like this doesn't make sense. This is a pyramid scheme. Like if you can buy your own products and like check that box for like that quota, and then all you're doing is recruiting, like what? It boggled my brain. So it's just very interesting that they're like, yeah, no, it's so simple to understand. And it's like, okay, sure. But also there's more questions. Like that's crazy. I don't know how they have not been sued by the FTC. A lot of people don't understand that the FTC, yes, it is a large organization, but there's not that many people working there. Okay. It's kind of like YouTube. Like, yeah, YouTube is a huge company, but there's not that many people working there. Please go to MLMchange.org and submit your comment, learn how to submit your comment on there so that you can be a part of the change and make sure that the FTC does include MLMs in the opportunity rule, meaning that they would have to present all of this information, like a lot of information, in order to be able to recruit people and for people to sign up. That way we could slow down people recruiting and making false claims, and they'd be held accountable and hopefully shut down.
Next product is some toothpaste.
I've heard some crazy things, but I've never heard anything more crazy than Dr. Kimberly.
Okay, essentially they're all just like laughing and talking for the rest of it. But one of the doctors there, I guess that's like on their medical board or something, is a dentist instead of like a medical, like instead of an MD. Who the fuck cares? I don't care. Please understand, it's not different. It's more of the same. It's more red flags. It's more manipulation. It's more bullshit. It's not sustainable or viable. And it truly is a pyramid scheme. So I hope that you learned something. It's all horrible and it gets worse. But it really is funny to watch these girls fight. It's like a little cat fight and I love it. And I hope it continues because it's very entertaining. I gotta change and go tinkle, let Wig him out, and go get lunch with Sloan. Go subscribe to him as well. I get my news from Sloan and Philip DeFranco, essentially. Like Sloan for pop culture, Philip DeFranco for like world news and shit. Yeah, so have a great rest of your day, night, weekend, whenever you're watching this. I hope y'all have a great rest of your month. I am totally still in the US right now, and I am definitely not in another country. Goodbye.